We're after seeing a magnificent game here in Semple Stadium, but I'm sure people at home will understand that I have a very disappointed Tommy Walsh with me here. The turning point really was that goal, wasn't it? Even though it was Kilkenny's goal.
Yeah, I suppose when Kilkenny got that goal, John Donnelly had a great impact when he came on, and he won the ball and went straight through the middle and gave it a delightful stick pass over to the lad you would want to receive that ball, Richie Hogan, and he swivelled and put the ball low into the back of the net, and Kilkenny into a 2-point lead, and looked like we were going to go on then and power on like usually we would after scoring a goal like that. But that's when the sign of a champion really kind of comes to the fore, and I think it was Tom Morrissey got the next score and Limerick got the next 3 scores on the bounce, so that was huge for a mental side of things for Limerick, and not just for this year but going forward. And I suppose after that goal Limerick really powered on.
The difference is this time is that Kilkenny, we've seen them do it time and time again. They come back early in the second half and they do damage. This time Limerick didn't let them, or was it just that Kilkenny weren't firing on all cylinders today?
Yeah, no, I thought that was one of the best performances we had this year, and I thought it was just attacking, where both sets of forwards were really on top, and there was a lot of space. There always is in Thurles. People seem to find it, and the backs like to spread it out and hit the diagonal ball, which forwards love. And I suppose in the first half especially, I thought Kilkenny did very well to hold out, because the Limerick forwards were just running everywhere. And like, if you give it to Kilkenny, really, like, it looked like they were gone dead and buried again, and they came back and drew with this. I think it was the 70th minute, was still level, and that's when Tom Morrissey stepped up again, and young Peter Casey, who was a fabulous underage career, and he got the last free. I suppose Paul Murphy fouled him, and it was kind of a 50-50 one really, and that put him 2 points in the lead. But I think for the mental side of things, this is a big game for these Limerick players, not just for this year but going forward.
One thing we noticed as well when we were upstairs in the press box looking down, and you were really impressed by, was Limerick's use of the diagonal ball. You were saying was really sophisticated, especially compared to Kilkenny's play today. Yes,
because I suppose I just know from playing in the backs, and the one ball that you don't want is when you usually have your forward on the outside of you. So when they hit it to the corners, diagonal ball, well, there's nothing much you can do, especially if the forward is on their game. And we've seen that with young Galan and Graham Mulcahy there today. Like, any balls out into the corners, there wasn't much the cornerback could do, only shield them out. And unfortunately for Kilkenny, they were on their game today, so when they did shoot, most often they were going over the bar.
The thing with Kilkenny is now, obviously, Kilkenny are out. We know the public in Kilkenny are demanding. They like to win their All-Irelands. They weren't there this year, they weren't there last year. Will there be any kind of murmurings, talk, or will people understand that this is a new team, a young team coming together and giving great performances when they're on their game?
Yeah, no, the Kilkenny public have been great, and that was always a question that was going to be asked after such a successful period, that would we, starting to, I suppose, jump on the backs of these young players. But no, we've seen it in the Kilkenny media, we've seen it all over. They're getting behind these players, and we'll be very encouraged. We put Limerick to the pin of their collar here today, and that was a great sign, because Limerick will go far in this championship.
That was my next question now. How do you think Limerick are going to fare against Cork?
I think it's going to be an attacking game. I don't think it's not going to be a 1-15 to 15 points or anything like that. I think we'll be in our high 20s again. We all know this Cork team, they love to play the game, they love to just play fast, quick hurling, and as we've seen from Limerick here today, and they have been champions at under 21 level a few times, 15 and 17, so we know that they want to play that game as well. So I'm expecting a scoring fest. And
very briefly, if I was to take out your crystal ball, who are going to be in the All-Ireland final?
I would say on that side of it, I think Cork and Clare maybe.
Ooh, he said that to a Galway woman. You're very brave, Tommy. Listen, thank you very much for your time, and commiserations as well for having to come here today and watch Kilkenny lose valiantly.
No, it wasn't, but we're sad, but we're happy as well at the same time, because we can see a future in them young players.